I always thought the West had everything when it came to cars. I mean, think about it. We have muscle cars like the Ford Mustang. We have luxury monsters like the Cadillac Escalade. And we even have crazy electric cars like the Lucid Air. For a long time I believed, if you love cars, America is basically paradise. But then I started looking at what's happening in China, and more importantly, what Canada might actually allow on their roads in the coming years, and suddenly I realized something. Some of the most insane cars on the planet might appear north of the border, while the United States never gets them. I'm talking about cars with over 1,000 horsepower, cars where the rear wheels can rotate almost 90 degrees, just to park sideways, SUVs that can literally float in water and drive through a river like it's nothing, and luxury sedans, packed with so much technology, they make some German cars look 10 years old. Today, we're looking at 10 Chinese cars that America probably will never get, but Canada might. And honestly, some of them are so crazy, it almost feels unfair, because by the time we reach number 1 on this list, you might start wondering if the future of cars is actually happening somewhere else. But before we get there, we need to start with the car that proves Chinese automakers are no longer playing around. Number 10 Zeekr X. The first car on this list is the Zeekr X, and at first glance, it looks like a normal small SUV, something you might park next to a Tesla Model Y in a grocery store parking lot. But the moment you start looking closer, you realize this thing is very different. The design alone already tells you that. The headlights look like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, sharp LED strips slicing across the front like glowing blades. It almost looks angry, like it knows it's faster than it should be, and then you notice something weird. There are no door handles, none. Instead you press a button and the doors open automatically. It feels like a concept car that somehow escaped the auto show and made it into production, but the outside isn't even the craziest part. Inside is where the Zeekr X really starts showing off. The center screen actually slides across the dashboard so the passenger can control it. Yes, the entire screen moves, which means your passenger can watch movies or control the car without leaning across the console like a maniac. It sounds like a small thing, but once you see it, you realize how clever it is, and the interior materials are honestly kind of shocking. For a compact SUV, soft leather, ambient lighting everywhere, and seats that look like they came from a car twice the price. But then we get to the performance, and this is where things start getting ridiculous, because this little crossover makes around 440 horsepower. That means it can go from 0 to 60 in about 3.7 seconds. Think about that for a second. That's sports car acceleration in something you could use to pick up groceries, and the price in China starts around $27,000, which honestly makes you start questioning the entire Western car market, because here we are paying way more money for cars that do less. Now imagine seeing something like this on Canadian roads while Americans can't buy one. That would sting a little, but trust me, the Zeekr X is just warming up this list, because the next car isn't a small crossover, it's a full-blown electric hypercar, and it might be one of the most insane machines any automaker has ever built. Number 9 Firefly. Now the next car on this list might look small, but don't let the size fool you, because this thing might completely break the entry-level car market. This is the Firefly, the new global city car from NIO, and the crazy part isn't the design. It isn't even the technology, it's the price. Rumors say this car could start somewhere around $16,000. Yeah, $16,000 in America. You can barely buy a used economy car for that kind of money. But the Firefly isn't some cheap penalty box. It actually looks kind of amazing. The front of the car has these 3 circular LED lights that almost look like robot eyes. It gives the car a personality, not angry, aggressive, just friendly, like the car is smiling at you. From the side, the design is super clean, short overhangs, wheels pushed to the corners, and flush door handles that pop out electronically, which is kind of funny because some luxury brands still charge extra for that, and here it is on a budget EV. But where this car becomes really interesting is the technology, because the Firefly supports battery swapping. Instead of charging for 30 or 40 minutes, you pull into a station, and the battery is swapped out in about 3 minutes. 3 minutes. That's faster than filling a gas tank. Imagine driving into a station, grabbing your phone for a second, and boom, your car is already fully charged again. Damn! That kind of system could completely change how people think about electric cars. Inside the Firefly, you still get a modern interior, digital screens, clean, minimal design, and surprisingly good materials for something this cheap. It's designed for city life, young drivers, urban professionals, people who want something smart, stylish, and efficient. And honestly, if something like this showed up in Canada, a lot of people would probably buy one instantly because it just makes sense. But if you think a cheap EV is impressive, wait until you see the next car, because the next one doesn't care about saving money. It only cares about absolute performance. Insanity. Number 8, Yangwang U9. Now, things start getting wild, because this car isn't practical. It isn't affordable, and it definitely isn't normal. This is the Yangwang U9, a full electric hypercar built by BYD. Yes, BYD, the same company making affordable EV sedans. But apparently their engineers woke up one day and said, what if we build something completely insane? So they did. The U9 uses 4 electric motors, 1 motor for each wheel. Total power? Over 1,300 horsepower. That's more power than many Ferraris, more than most Lamborghinis, and definitely more than your neighbor's pickup truck. 0 to 60 happens in around 2 seconds, which basically means your organs will experience time travel. But the craziest thing about this car is not the speed, it's the suspension. Because the U9 can actually jump. Yes, jump. The suspension system can lift the entire car off the ground. There are videos of it literally bouncing and dancing like it's alive. At first you think it's a gimmick, but it actually has a purpose. The suspension can react incredibly fast to road conditions, which means the car can stay stable even during extreme driving. And if a tire blows out, the car can temporarily drive on 3 wheels. That's how advanced the system is. The design also looks absolutely futuristic. Low, wide, carbon fiber everywhere, huge air intakes. It looks like a spaceship decided to become a car. Inside the cabin, you get a driver-focused cockpit, multiple screens, race-style seats, and an atmosphere that feels more like a fighter jet than a road car. This is the kind of machine that exists just to prove a point. Chinese automakers are no longer copying anyone. They are building things nobody else is even attempting. But believe it or not, the next car on this list might be even more futuristic, because it breaks one of the oldest design rules in automotive history, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Number 7, Avatar 11. Now this next car looks like it came from the year 2040. This is the Avatar 11 futuristic electric SUV developed by Changan Automobile, Huawei, and battery giant CAT L.So. Yeah, this thing is basically a collaboration between a car company and 2 tech giants, which already tells you what kind of vehicle we're dealing with. The design is stunning, thin LED headlights that look almost like glowing blades, a super smooth body with almost no sharp edges, and a coupe-style roofline that makes the SUV look incredibly sleek. From some angles, it almost doesn't look like a car. It looks like a piece of futuristic architecture. But the real magic is the technology, because this vehicle uses Huawei's advanced autonomous driving system, multiple LiDAR sensors, high-performance processors, and software that allows the car to handle complex traffic situations. We're talking about city intersections, lane changes, and highway driving, all assisted by AI. Performance is also serious. Dual electric motors produce nearly 580 horsepower. That's enough to launch this luxury SUV from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, which is pretty crazy for something this comfortable. And the range? Around 680 kilometers. That's easily enough for long road trips without worrying about charging. Inside, the Avatar 11 feels like a high-end lounge. Huge digital displays, premium materials, ambient lighting everywhere, and seats designed for long-distance comfort. This is the kind of car that makes you question where the luxury market is heading, because suddenly the competition isn't just Germany anymore. China is stepping into the ring too. But if you think that's impressive, the next car on this list is even bigger. And when I say bigger, I mean Rolls-Royce level. Huge. And the interior has something called a galaxy ceiling. Yeah, we're going there next. Number 3, NIO at 9. Now, we are entering the top 3. And this next car might be one of the most technologically advanced luxury sedans ever built. This is the NIO at 9. And when you first see it, you immediately realize something. This car is not trying to compete with normal EVs. It's aiming directly at cars like the Mercedes-Benz S-Class and the BMW 7 Series. But NIO is doing it in a very different way. The design is elegant and futuristic. To the front you get extremely thin LED lights and a smooth closed grille. The shape is long, wide, and very aerodynamic. From the side, the at 9 looks almost like a concept car. Large wheels, long wheelbase, very smooth body lines. But the real story is the technology hidden inside this machine. The at 9 uses something called Skyride suspension. This is a fully active suspension system that can control each wheel independently in real time. The car scans the road ahead with cameras and sensors. Then the suspension adjusts instantly before the car even reaches a bump, which means the ride becomes unbelievably smooth. But the funny part is the demonstration they showed. NIO literally placed champagne glasses on the hood. Then the car drove over bumps, and the glasses barely moved. Now that's luxury. Another crazy thing the at 9 can do is something people online call the snow shake. If snow builds up on the car overnight, the suspension can shake the body slightly to remove the snow before you even start driving. It sounds funny, but it shows how advanced the system really is. Inside the cabin, the at 9 looks like a futuristic private jet. Huge digital screens, premium wood and leather materials, massaging seats, and a center console that feels more like a high-end lounge than a dashboard. But the biggest highlight is NIO's computing power. This car has one of the most powerful automotive processors ever installed in a production vehicle, meaning the AI systems and autonomous driving features are extremely advanced. And honestly, cars like this show that the future of luxury might not only belong to Germany anymore. But now, we are down to the final 2 cars, and the next one is a massive luxury SUV that might shock a lot of people, because it looks like something that should cost $500,000. Number 2, Zeekr 9X. This next car is something very different. The Zeekr 9X is a giant luxury SUV, and it looks like the kind of vehicle that CEOs and celebrities would ride in. Zeekr is a premium brand owned by Geely, which is the same group that owns Volvo Cars and Lotus Cars. So yeah, this company has a lot of experience building serious vehicles. The design of the 9X is bold and imposing. Huge vertical grille, massive body, sharp futuristic lighting. From the side, the SUV looks incredibly long and powerful. It almost has the presence of a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, but with a much more modern design language. Inside the 9X is where the luxury really appears. Huge digital displays stretch across the dashboard. The seats are extremely comfortable and designed for long-distance travel. Rear passengers get large screens, premium materials, and a cabin that feels almost like a moving living room. But the technology is also very impressive. The SUV uses advanced driver assistance systems, LiDAR sensors, and powerful computing hardware. Performance is also surprisingly strong for something this large. Dual electric motors provide huge power and smooth acceleration, which means, even though this is a big luxury SUV, it can still move incredibly fast. But here is the crazy thing. Despite how premium it looks, the price is expected to be far lower than European luxury SUVs, which could make it extremely attractive if it ever arrives in markets like Canada. But now, we have reached number 1, and this last car might be the most unbelievable vehicle on the entire list, because it can do something no normal SUV can do. It can literally drive into water and float. Number 1, Yangwang U8L, the number 1 Chinese car. Canada might get that America can't. Is the Yangwang U8L. And this SUV is absolutely insane. It's built by BYD under their ultra-luxury Yangwang brand. At first glance, the U8L looks like a massive luxury off-road vehicle. Boxy shape, huge stance, aggressive front design. It almost looks like a futuristic version of the Land Rover Defender, but the real magic is hidden under the body. The U8 uses something called the E4 platform, which means the SUV has 4 electric motors, 1 motor for each wheel. Total power, over 1,100 horsepower. That's supercar territory. But this SUV isn't just fast. It's incredibly capable off-road, because each wheel can be controlled independently. If one wheel loses traction, the system instantly sends power to the other wheels. It can even perform a tank turn, spinning in place like a military vehicle. But the craziest feature is what happens in water. If the vehicle enters deep water during an emergency, the U8 can actually float temporarily and move slowly through the water. Yes, This SUV can literally become a small electric boat for a short period of time. Now, obviously, it's not designed for boating every day, but it shows just how advanced the engineering is. Inside the cabin, the U8L feels extremely luxurious. Huge digital displays, premium leather everywhere, beautiful ambient lighting, and seating designed for maximum comfort. This is not just an off-road machine, it's a full luxury flagship SUV. And honestly, vehicles like this show something very interesting. For decades, people believed the most innovative cars would always come from Europe, America, or Japan. But now, things are changing very fast. Chinese automakers are building cars with new ideas, new technology, and sometimes even features nobody else is attempting. And if some of these vehicles really do arrive in Canada in the coming years, the automotive market might become a lot more interesting. Because suddenly, buyers will have choices they never imagined before. So those were 10 Chinese cars Canada might get that America can't. From affordable EVs like the Firefly, to insane machines like the Yangwang U9, and luxury monsters like the U8L. The automotive world is changing faster than ever, and honestly, we might just be watching the beginning of a completely new era. But now, I want to ask you something. Which one of these cars shocked you the most? And if you had the chance to drive one of them, which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy discovering cars most people have never even heard of, make sure you subscribe, because we're just getting started.